Richard Arkless.
Question number 5, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Discussions with the United Nations are central to the Department's work. The Secretary of State speaks regularly to the Secretary-General. I'm lucky enough to be able to speak to the heads of UN agencies such as UNICEF, WFP and ICRC regularly. But our focus is not just on funding, but on reform, and in particular making sure we have better coordination in humanitarian crises.
Richard Arkless.
Mr. Speaker, UN aid programmes are an investment on behalf of all citizens. So given their importance, I was very surprised to read some of the sweeping statements in the multilateral review. Does the Secretary of State accept that if institutions are to be reformed and perhaps cut, it should be done with cooperation with all Member States and not at the unilateral discretion of her department?
Minister Stewart.
We believe very, very strongly that reform should be done with other Member States and as part of a coalition. As the honourable members pointed out, the multilateral development review has pointed to issues where we think further reform is needed. But the United Nations is central to Britain's response around the world, and in fact we're contributing £1.6 billion this year in our work with the United Nations, addressing some of the most vulnerable people on the planet.